What is up, everybody? Bootman here, and we are back with another Marvel Snap video. And Second Dinner just dropped this insanely big surprise balance patch, and from what I've seen, it's already nuts. So before I went through the entire list, I'm like, you know what, let me flip this camera on, do a little bit of a reaction. Let's discuss the balance patch, the changes, what's good, what's bad, what's coming, maybe some decks that we should change around, maybe some cards that you should add to your token shop list, maybe some cards you should take off. There's a bunch in this patch, so that's what we're gonna be discussing today. But before we get started, if you're new here, hi, my name is Chris. I also go by Bootman, and if you love Marvel Snap as much as I do, especially the competitive aspect, ranking up the ladder, joining tournaments, all that kind of stuff, you're definitely gonna wanna subscribe and ring that notification bell, all right? But we also have an awesome Discord server down in the description below. And if you follow me on Twitter at BootmanMSTZ, you can join our monthly season pass giveaways. I give away 3 season passes every single month. We got like 2 weeks left in this season. So a couple weeks, I'll be doing another giveaway. All right, so subscribe, ring that notification bell. We're trying to get close to 8,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We got some time, so just hit that subscribe button. So as you can see, my boy Sandman up here is sitting with a fat buff, 5'5". This dude was a 4'1", and I've been talking about this. I'm like, yo, Sandman needs a buff. Like, this though, like, I don't know. I'll dive into it when I go into all of them, because I'm like, I don't know where I'm at with this yet. But anyways, yeah, I was just loading up some Marvel Snap. I was gonna watch a stream while I drink my coffee, get ready for work and stuff, and I was like, why is it updating on Steam? And then, as I'm watching Jeff Hoagland's stream, people are like, yo, there's a balance patch. I'm like, what? So he was talking about it. I'm like, I'm gonna flip on my camera, and the patch notes are live in the Discord server, so that's what we're gonna be looking at. But I don't know when they're gonna be like putting it up on the website or anything. So let me get rid of that for you. And yeah, let's kind of go through these patch notes, all right? So first off, we have the series drops. Usually this is at the end of the month, so this is kind of interesting. So some cards have gone down from Series 5 to Series 4, and from 4 to 3. So this is something that hopefully a lot of you knew about, but if you did not, from Series 5 to 4, Silver Surfer, Null, Darkhawk, Sentry. Silver Surfer, like the season pass cards, I think a lot of us are of the opinion these things should just like go straight into Series 3 or at least Series 4, you know what I mean? Just like right after the season ends, just toss them in there. Then from 4 to 3, we have Agent Coulson, Maria Hill, and Helicarrier. So for these, we're gonna be talking about Darkhawk in a second, all right? Don't read ahead in the notes, but we're gonna be talking about Darkhawk in a second. But I'm a fan of Sentry. If you listen to our podcast or watched our podcast, Snap on Ego, which you should check out, the episode just went live yesterday, I'm a fan of Sentry. I'm not gonna buy Sentry, but if Sentry shows up in my token shop, you best believe I'm gonna be playing some Sentry. Listen, Sentry with Viper, that's like a free Hobgoblin, baby, or like a 2-cost Hobgoblin. You Viper that thing over. You can Carnage that thing. You can Valkyrie that thing. There's so many different things that you can do. I don't know why people hate on my man Sentry so much. Agent Coulson, Maria Hill, and Helicarrier. Agent Coulson, people are starting to come around to how dope Agent Coulson is. Another thing we talked about on the podcast, Maria Hill, they should make Maria Hill like Coulson, right? Like, I think Maria Hill is pretty useless. But if she dropped like a random 1 cost and 2 cost, because her ability, for those of you who don't know, she draws a random 1 cost into your hand. She should drop a 1 and a 2. Coulson gives you a 3 and a 4. You know, Nick Fury gives you 3 6 costs. Maria Hill, just give her a 1 and a 2. Like, I don't know why they don't change that. Anyways, let's see what this says. Series 5 and Series 4 have now shared rotation protection in the token shop, added confirmation dialogue when purchasing season pass levels, tapping the credits or gold icon at the top of the screen will navigate to the shop. All right, here's what this means. Now have shared rotation protection in the token shop. What does that mean? Does that mean they show up at the same frequency? That can't be what that means, right? If you know what that means, let me know down in the description below. All right, art and visual effects. Made Onslaught visual effects. I never really use Onslaught, but that's kind of cool. I do when I use a Patriot deck every now and then. Added additional VFX to the location affected by Claw's ability. Oh, that's interesting. I've had some people play Claw on me lately, and it catches me off guard because I am not suspecting Claw. Claw was like pool 2 stuff, and like Claw has caught me off guard lately. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what just happened? Added a notification for when you try to discard while your hand is empty. Huh. All right. Added animation for Rickety Bridge location. Ooh, wonder what that is. Mysterio's illusions will now use your Mysterio's variant. Nice. I don't have any Mysterio variants, but I'm being confused on that. I'm like, why not? You know? I've seen people who like bought Mysterio variants. I'm like, ooh, that kind of sucks. All right. So here's the juicy stuff. Here is the juicy stuff. So Darkhawk has been taken down from a 4-1 to a 4-0. All right. So is that huge? I don't know. I love Darkhawk. I haven't played him as much since the nerf, but I did make a video. Like, he's still pretty viable. And they took him from a 4-1 down to a 4-0. And there's another updated here that I'll kind of go over, and I'm wondering if maybe that's why they nerfed him. So anyways, Dev comment, Darkhawk is an especially powerful card. As we prepare for this balance change before the Silver Surfer and Zabu nerfs went live, we didn't want to hit him too hard. However, we definitely felt that knocking off at least one power from him is warranted, and we will continue to monitor his performance. Yeah, like right now, so if you don't shove any rocks or anything or clog up their hand at all, I believe they have 4 cards at the end. So that made Darkhawk like a 4-9, now he's a 4-8. So it's like, like that's decent. If you have Zabu out and you Moon Girl or you Mystique or whatever, so now it's basically, now it's basically just another Mystique, right? So when playing Darkhawk, you had to kind of like plan around that, and you're like, okay, well, Mystique has 1 less power, and you had to like remember that. Sometimes I would forget that you would have the identical power. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I know a lot of people bought Darkhawk. I know my son did. He spent 6,000 tokens. He got, I think, like a week or less play before the Zabu nerf, but my son's still like happy with that purchase. So Thanos, this one's interesting. I think this is gonna be the most controversial one, because like right now, I was just looking at the Marvel Snap Zone meta tier list, and Thanos is sitting at the top, right? And like, I don't know, man. I'll play some Thanos today, but like the Lockjaw Thanos deck, it was amazing during the Quantum Tunnel, but like now, I don't know. I have not played Thanos since the Quantum Tunnel event, but I'm about to jump on some Thanos because of this. He just got 3 extra points. And here's the thing too. Now Thanos is in Shang-Chi range, like by default. But let's see what the dev comments say before I make my opinion. We think Thanos is one of the coolest cards. I have people ask, my son was just asking me this yesterday. I'm like, if you want a different play style and you want to be able to make a bunch of different decks and use a card in it, Thanos is awesome. Definitely worth it. You know what I mean? Like, is it the strongest card? Is it going to win you all these games? Like, not really. But right now, people are loving Thanos. And like, I still don't think Lockjaw is as consistent as it should be. But I'm going to play around with it today. Especially because there's been some Valkyrie decks floating around too. And ooh, I love me some Valkyrie. So, but we're a bit sad that he himself isn't played often. And that's definitely the thing. Like, a lot of people, we just use them for the stones. Like, it is very rare, but also it is hard as hell to keep track of those stones. It's so hard, especially if you're like destroying them or they get destroyed or whatever. Like, I wish there was something that kept track of it better. Even the untapped GG tracker, it's like bugged or something, where it doesn't properly track the stones. So you'll be sitting there and you're just like, okay, does Thanos have it? Or especially with a Lockjaw deck and they're coming in and out, it's even harder. So sometimes I'm just like, do I want to play Thanos? Because I've had games where I drop him down. It's just like, there's a 6-8. So at least now that he's a 6-11, it's like, okay, cool. All right. Most Thanos decks focus primarily on making good use of the stones, but we want to make sure the Mad Titan himself has enough power to play. So like, that's cool, and that makes sense. That definitely makes sense, because yeah, he's not hitting the board a lot. There's plenty of times when that dude is just sitting in my hand. Sandman, 4-1 to 5-5. Okay, so let's discuss. Many of the strongest decks right now have strategies centered around playing multiple cards on turn 6. Sandman should be a good answer to those decks, but he didn't quite have the sand to stand up with them with his previous stat line. Why you gotta slide in a joke here, devs? We're giving him a bit more power to make him a competitive card, but also subsequently bumping up his cost. So this will be interesting. The cards below are rather weak at the moment. Oh, okay. So hold on. So this is kind of interesting. Like, I'm curious because like one of the things is like dropping them on 4, like at least you get 2 turns. Like dropping them on 5, like it's kind of like a leech now, like a more powerful leech, but you're not taking them away. But I'm just saying, like, strategy wise and timing wise, um, because it's like, okay, like here it goes. So I'm glad, like, at least he does have some power, because even with leech, but leech's ability is way more powerful than Sandman's. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I've seen a lot more people using Sandman lately, and I'm thinking it's primarily because of Sarah control decks. I've actually been running, I might make a video on it. It's a Series 3 deck, and it's been doing pretty decent for me, but it drops Wave on turn 5 with She-Hulk, and that, for me, has stopped some of this stuff. But when people are using any kind of cost reduction, like Sarah, Zabu, or whatever, the turn 5 wave doesn't affect them because they can still drop multiple cards. So Sandman, pretty decent. Okay, so what do they buff? Spider-Woman from 5'7" to 5'8". Okay, cool. Like, you don't, I rarely see Spider-Woman since leaving like pool 3 or pool 2, pool 1. I don't know which one she is. I forget. Pool 1 and pool 2 are just kind of like a mishmash together for me. But yeah, I rarely see her. I see like one every couple hundred games I'll see her pop out. So that's cool they give her a buff, because I have some cool variants for Spider-Woman, so maybe I'll play her some more. Namor from 4'5" to 4'6", we'll see. Dagger, ooh, I don't know if Dagger needed a buff. Like, a lot of people are loving move decks lately, and like Dagger gets Dagger gets huge. So I don't know. 1 point. I'm one of those people, and maybe it's because I haven't played card games for like decades. You know what I mean? But like when I see 1 point, I'm like, you know. But yeah, just the fact that they're making her stronger, like Dagger can get huge. Text only update. Yondu, destroy the top card of your opponent's deck. All right, cool. A little bit more accurate. A little bit more accurate. Yondu's text now accurately describes his effect. Please remember that uh, most triggered and ongoing effects are not active while a card is still in your deck. So despite the word destroy, Yondu can remove Colossus and Wolverine with impunity. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's just for clarification. Um, So text only update. As an ongoing effort to improve card and location text, we've adjusted everything that currently says when you play a card to say after you play a card instead. We hope this makes it clear that these abilities trigger once a card has been fully played, including on reveal effects. None of these are functional changes. Angela, Bishop, Iron Fist, Lockjaw, Titania. Okay, that's cool. Because, like, say for example, I have Angela in a Valkyrie deck, and like I was scared like forever, because I was like, I don't want to play Valkyrie on Angela, like, because the effect will go. But then I realized that what they're saying in this, like, Angela's +2 buff goes off after Valkyrie hits her thing. So if you're going up against 4 cards on a lane, she'll get her buff. So you'll have 2 more power than the other side, as long as they don't have, like, a card that goes around Valkyrie's ability, like, an ongoing card or whatever. All right, location updates. Sakaar, after this turn, huh, that kind of caught me off guard. After this turn, put a card from each player's hand here. It's interesting. I kind of like it, I think. Sakaar is always just a mother effer. Sakaar's one of those locations where like somebody snaps after it goes off. Like, who did this screw? Like X-Mansion. Like, all right, who got screwed? Okay, then snap. All right, Sakaar has a lot of weird interactions with cards like Storm and Wave as a consequence of revealing, a card mid-turn. While we're sad to lose exciting moment of Sakaar revealing, we want to avoid these confusing interactions going forward. We think this design will also open up some interesting interaction points in the early game. As a note, Sakaar in the introductory missions will retain the old effect. Oh, okay, I don't even remember that from the introductory missions. But speaking of Wave, how annoying is it when Sakaar pulls Wave on like turn 1 or 2, and nobody can play a card the next turn? Like, I guess it's like, even, but it's like, what the heck? Text only update. As in the card updates, the following locations are being revised to use after instead of when for the traders to play a card. None of these are functional changes. Oh, okay. So yeah, so Altar of Death, Bar Sinister, Cloning Vest, Danger Room. Yeah, you get it. Bug fixes. Okay. Holy crap. I don't know if I'll go through all these. All right. Absorbing Man's effect can now be doubled by effects like Wong, Kamartaj, and Odin. So this is what I was mentioning when I mentioned Darkhawk. I think, I think this, like, if this was happening around the same time as when they were talking about the Darkhawk nerfs, this might be a reason why, all right? Because, like, you can go, like, you could probably go crazy with rocks now. Like, we might see some more, like, Wong with Rock Slide and stuff like that. But yeah, so those of you who don't know, I had somebody ask me about this on Twitter. Like, before, Kamar Taj or Wong would just double Absorbing Man's effect. Absorbing Man's effect is to copy, all right? It's to copy the ability. So if I laid down Rock Slide on a Wong, for example, Rock Slide does four rocks, doom, 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 right? Then Absorbing Man, he comes in and he'll do 2 rocks because his ability is just to copy that and just do it, right? So now, if Rock Slide does 4 rocks, Absorbing Man will do 4 rocks as well. You see what I'm saying? So this will be interesting. You're gonna see a lot more cheese. You're gonna see a lot more cheese going on. What immediately pops in my head is the annoying people who play Wong and Gambit. I'm sorry, it's just one of those things where I refuse to do it. And I get it, right? You're not always gonna set up that combo, but when it happens, you're just sitting there, you're just like, oh my God, like it's just such a cheese play. So anyways, for all of you who love doing it, have fun. You'll have fun with Absorbing Man. The carousel should no longer get stuck mid-rotation on PC. Oh, nice. That was kind of annoying. So wait, what's that? Here's my PC. Uh-huh. Wait. Okay, that's not what I was thinking. Wait, will it just, oh, no. Yeah, like, look at this. Okay, that's not what I, that's clearly not what I was thinking because that's still messed up. Losing internet connection with friendly battle. I'm just gonna kind of scan these and see if anything's interesting. Fix an issue. Also, like, do they mention Attilan? I think that's what I'm curious about. Because Attilan is still bugged, even though they said they fix it. Altar of Death now gives energy if Green Goblin or Hobgoblin are played and destroyed on the opponent's side. Oh, okay. Cost correctly reduce if a card moved and destroyed before it resolves. Okay, some of these are things I didn't even know were issues. Fix a problem with Korean fonts, blah, blah, blah. Many art fixes. Having 3 or 4 custom searches no longer causes UI elements in the filter menu to clip into each other. Oh, didn't even know that. Okay, these are just like, meh. All right, cool. So those are the main ones, the balance patch. Yeah, I'm gonna play some Thanos. I've been thinking about playing some Thanos since everybody's talking about it so much, and I haven't played it since the Quantum Tunnel. But yeah, like, let me know your thoughts on these changes down below. As far as like what cards like are still viable, like Darkhawk's getting just downgraded to Series 4. Like maybe, like it's still a strong card. Like it's a strong card. And the thing about Darkhawk too, I'll say this, is the decks that you build with Darkhawk are also just disruptive decks, right? So what you're doing is you're clogging up, like they're gonna be drawing rocks, you know? Like how annoying is Subterranean, stuff like that. Let me see if I have the deck. I'm supposed to be keeping this a secret though. But yeah, so here's a new deck that I've been playing around with. Safety Blade, awesome dude on Twitter. He streams on Twitch and stuff. This is a deck that he's been messing around with, and it has Darkhawk, but Darkhawk isn't the main focal point, right? Like you do have like Spider-Man, you got, you know, you have Rockslide, you have Shang-Chi, you have Shuri. Like there's a few different ways that you can go about this deck. So like something like this is very disruptive too. So Darkhawk's power is just like kind of like an added thing there. All right. And by the way, I made some alteration to this deck. I forgot what it was, but White Queen was in here somewhere. Anyways. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts on this patch? Are you getting any cards? Are you taking any cards off your token shop list? Do you think these are good? They're bad? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All right. But anyways, that's all I got for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at BootmanMSTZ. join our monthly giveaways for the season pass coming up in a couple weeks, all right? But yeah, until next time, I already have another video recorded. I'm gonna toss it up later today, so stay tuned. All right, I recorded it yesterday, forgot we had the podcast going up. There's another video coming because it's already recorded, all right? So yeah, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.